Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you all for coming. My name is Samvern Sharma, and I'm currently a senior here at MIT. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you tonight for attending our inaugural event for TIMtalks. TIMtalks was conceived with the intention of taking a reflective approach towards MIT's innovative spirit. Tonight, you will hear 5 short talks from 5 remarkable MIT students, describing their journeys during their time at this institution. These are stories of initiative, of success, and of lessons learned through failure. All of these students will be presenting powerful and exciting ideas that they have passionately pursued. Over the next hour or so, we'll learn a bit more about these ideas, and more importantly, the process by which they have come to fruition. And now I'd like to welcome a special guest onto the stage for a few opening remarks. A member of the MIT faculty since 1984, Professor Eric Grimson serves as the head of Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science from 2005 to 2011, having previously served as the Associate Department Head and Education Officer. Professor Grimson is internationally recognized for his research in computer vision, especially in applications in medical image analysis. Professor Grimson has been actively engaged with students throughout his career. For 25 years, he lectured the subject 6001, Structure and Interpretation of Computer Programs, amongst many other teaching posts. In all, Professor Grimson has taught some 10,000 MIT undergraduates and serves as the thesis advisor to almost 50 MIT PhDs. Professor Grimson is a recipient of the Bose Award for Excellence in Teaching in the School of Engineering at MIT. He is the Fellow of the Association of Advancement of Artificial Intelligence and a Fellow of the Institute for Electrical and Electronics Engineers. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, Chancellor Eric Grimson.
Thank you for the introduction. And I usually say when I tell my colleagues that I've lectured, and I have more than 10,000 students in Introduction to Programming, several of them have suggested that this explains the sorry state of the software industry in Massachusetts, which I don't appreciate. I want to add my own welcome to everybody. This is, I think, a great event. I'm delighted to see you here, and I hope this is going to be a continuing event because I think it deals with a wonderful theme. I'm also going to apologize. I'm going to slip out after my remarks. We've had another event on campus today, and I should be over at Gray House, which I will do shortly, to help join in the celebration of the 17th president of MIT. But I did want to come here and say a few words about some of the motivation behind tonight's event, which I really applaud. MIT is an intense place. You know that. But one of the challenges that comes with that intensity is that it tends to turn students, and by the way, also faculty, into human doings. They're so busy doing things, they don't have time to stop and be. They don't have time to stop and think, to stop and reflect, to introspect, to internalize lessons from the experiences that they've gone through and use them to strengthen themselves. That intensity also can cause all of us to lose sight of our strengths. It can be all too easy to see all these other incredible people around us and go, wow, I'm just average. Or the phrase we have for admissions, merely excellent. It's a joke, by the way, in case you didn't notice it. When in fact, you've got a great deal to offer. It's really easy to lose sight of that when you're overwhelmed with everything going on. We look around at these other incredibly successful people and we say, boy, do I belong here? I think the theme of tonight's event really wants to change that dynamic, and I greatly applaud it, by focusing on examples where reflection and failure have allowed students and others to use challenges to refine opportunities and to strengthen their own contributions. And I really hope that the examples you hear tonight are going to help you appreciate how all of us have times when things fail, they don't go as expected, or when we really doubt our abilities, in that they form the foundation for really being successful. And I want to give you 2 examples of that, one personal, one not. Let me start with the not. For those of you who heard our president-elect talk about his own background, I think he described it wonderfully. He is the first in his family to go to college. As he said, he came from a house that was rich in integrity and values and principles and poor in everything else, and he ended up president of MIT. Not a bad place to end up as you go through this, and I can assure you that he will tell you stories of the places where he thought hard about his failures, and yet he ended up in a great place. I want to give you a second story. I'll tell you my own experience. I came here in 1975. I was only 10 at the time, but I wish. But I came here in '75. I came from a school you've never heard of, from my undergraduate experience. Came here as a graduate student. And I spent, some of you heard me tell this story, the first 6 months here at MIT doing this. It was not a neurological tic. I have some of those. I was looking over my shoulder because I kept expecting somebody to come and tap me on the shoulder and say, "We're really sorry. We've just discovered we meant to put your application in this pile." And it accidentally got put in that pile. You're going to hear about imposter syndrome. We all go through it. We all experience it. And I'll let you draw your own conclusion as to whether ending up as chancellor of the best institution in the world is a step up or not. But I think it demonstrates that those failures, they help you get better. Those questions of self-doubt, they help you focus on what you want to do to succeed. And I hope when you listen to the stories tonight of the successes, I know the students are also going to tell you about the challenges that got them there. So, pick your choice. You could either be president of MIT in the future, you could be chancellor of MIT in the future, or you could go run the world. Whichever you pick, I hope that you learned tonight from the kinds of lessons the students are going to tell you about, because we all build on what we use as failures to really build the successes. And with that, I wish you a great evening. Thanks.